Okay.
We will start off with a meditation on allowing acceptance and embrace. And to do so, we will need to let go of all that we've held on to, all that has built up in our energy, our channels. So right now, I would like for us to all just take a deep breath in and to center ourselves, our spirit within our heart. And grounding our energy into the earth, into our bodies. And make sure your breaths are cleansing, and how you make sure it's just taking more deeper breaths. And this is to also stimulate your nervous system. And your breath is the best way to help you cleanse and to release stress. Now imagine a golden light surrounding you. This light coming from the great central sun, enveloping all of your chakras, your channels, your filters. Anchoring that into your body and the earth as well. And now just intuitively intend to start to begin the process of release and letting go. Letting go what no longer matters to you. What no longer matters to the situation. Release everything that just builds negativity and toxicity, resentment, spite, etc. Release that into the earth as though you're like flushing the toilet. And this doesn't have to be a forceful process. Just allow and embrace the fact that this is already happening. This is all happening.
All right, so our daily affirmation today is, I am my own peace. Claim it. I am my own peace.
I am my own peace.
Yes. So today in this episode, we are going to be talking about
what did we learn in 2023?
So what did we learn in 2023? For me personally, I learned that isolation is a blessing, and you have to get through it to understand why. You should use this time to facilitate your life. Use this time to grow. Use this time to focus on a new self-care routine. Use this time to show how much you appreciate your body and the fact that you woke up today. And I feel like that is such an underrated blessing that a lot of people overlook. And it's something that almost seems like it's not, it's one of those things that you just tend to overlook, kind of like nature. Nature is beautiful, but you have to tune in to be able to appreciate its beauty. And a lot of people, like, they don't focus on the abundance that is right at their fingertips. The fact that they are breathing, the fact that they are alive and able to enjoy things such as a nice meal or a nice snack. But we should focus this year on inner growth, growing from the inside out, sowing our seeds within ourselves so that they can grow and manifest outwardly. And in 2023, for me, that was a year about focusing on myself, directing my attention inwards, healing the parts of me that I didn't acknowledge until now, and just trying to grow as a person and reach for something more, having that drive. For me personally, I've been studying more and working out and trying to have a better diet. And that can be better. That can be something that some people, they don't say new year, new me, but I think it is important to stick to your guns and move with conviction and move with intention. And I feel like now it's more important than ever that we focus on bettering ourselves for the highest good. And a lot of people aren't ready to face the music, and so they stay stagnant, and life seems to be an ocean without a breeze, and they become so comfortable with just floating that's just who they become. And when I realized that you have to work harder at the beginning so that you can sit back and enjoy the seeds, the fruits of your labor, while other people seem to feel like they have time, so they don't take life serious. And I'm not saying that life should be always serious. It's more like they are wasting time seeking temporary pleasures instead of seeking instant gratification, instead of focusing on the long term, focusing on having those New Year's resolutions. And you don't have to set a New Year's resolution to decide that you want to do better for yourself. You can always start again tomorrow. Because if not now, then when? So 2023 was kind of like a time of tending to my garden within me, the garden within me. Because if you feed butterflies, you should never chase butterflies, right? Okay, so you should never chase butterflies. You focus on your inner garden and the butterflies will come.
I love that. Wow. Because that's one of the things I've noticed with myself is like, when I didn't do the inner work, I just kept desiring more and trying to reach out and trying to grab for more, when it's like you said, if I was feeding my garden, the flowers would bloom and it would attract the butterflies anyway.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't chase, attract.
Don't chase, attract.
Literally.
Wow. And like one thing I realized was like isolation. It was definitely something hard for me to get into, only because it was weird. It was like I always wanted to be isolated because I knew that was like my prompting from spirit. But it was like I was resisting it for some reason. Like I kept asking for it, but when given the opportunity to really step into my solitude within my secret space, I wasn't taking advantage of it. I was just utilizing that space, distracting myself through like social media, my phone and laptop, just various things. So you mentioned just tending to your garden. It really hits right now because like I'm ready to face everything that I've been avoiding. I'm ready to embrace all those irrational and emotional and raw emotions and thoughts. Because one thing that is very apparent is like, if you don't take care of it, someone else will, and you won't like it when someone else does. You know?
Right. No one can decide and grow you for you, you know?
Right.
And if we don't take accountability for our own lives, then we won't be happy if it lands in someone else's hands.
Because you don't know what you got until you lose it.
And that's another thing I learned in 2023. But I always knew that, and it's not necessarily what I learned, but I know that a lot of people learned that in 2023.
Yeah.
And that's just a part of growing up and accepting that you aren't who you used to be.
Right. And that's one thing I want to emphasize too, is like, even if you do lose it, not all hope is lost. Like there will always be another chance for you to redeem yourself.
A lot of people have a scarcity mindset, and they believe that if they don't grab the opportunity, that they don't get it. But it's more about creating the opportunity than taking what's out there.
I think I get what you're saying. Like if you were already on the path, the opportunities would come anyway.
Yeah, they are something that are opportunities are something that is created. Instead of it being a limited number of opportunities, such as like only a few opportunities and you have to grab one, opportunities can be created from within, and then they can be brought to you, because you have to be able to.
I don't think it's fair for artists, like local artists mainly, to be like y'all not showing support, but it's like, are you supporting other local artists? You know?
I feel like it shouldn't be about the support. I feel like it should be about the actual passion for doing it, not necessarily the response you get. Because
Right.
if you are focusing on just support, then it's more like you're doing it for the
Like recognition.
Yeah, and you're not doing it because you actually enjoy doing it.
Yeah. And it's like, don't be begging.
Yeah. I think it takes a little while for people to see the vision that you are trying to portray. Some people, you just, if you want support, you have to be consistent and you have to do it consistently and enough of it to where you get so good at it that people will just naturally feel and want to give you support.
Right. And it's like, don't try to make us feel bad.
Yeah.
You need to keep putting in the work and showing who you are as a brand.
Yeah.
Shoot.
It shouldn't focus so much on the support.
Right.
Because more people see your work than you know.
Right. I try to remind myself that too. Because, like, there's more observers than there are more engagement.
Mm-hmm. It's always like that, though. And you just kind of have to, like, really try if you want people to. I mean, obviously, everybody's not going to want to support you for their own personal reasons, but that's not a reason to stop doing what you do or, like, stop doing what you are doing.
Right.
For just the approval.
Right. Because the show was gonna fucking continue anyway.
Yeah. The show must go on.
Yes. Yes. Encore.
Mm-hmm.
Encore. Because I promise you, one strong supporter is worth a honey.
Mm-hmm.
Shoot, for real.
All it takes is that one opportunity, that one, like, prospect for your work to go to, like, take off.
Yeah.
And they say, there's a saying that's like, you're, at any given moment, you are just a few moments away from success. It all depends on your actions and your intentions behind your actions. That's why I always say that you should move with intention.
Yeah.
Instead of outwardly superficial appearances.
Yeah. Precisely. Because then you're only just going to get that, like, instant gratification.
Yeah.
Instant gratification. What we were just talking about.
Mm-hmm. It's one hell of a drug, you know?
Right. Like, yep. That's why one of my goals for 2024 is to be off the phone more.
Off the what?
Like, off the phone more.
Yes.
Off social media.
I love that.
Yes,
I've been thinking that too. Because I feel like the screen's just consuming me. And I think they put something in the light that emits from the phone. And it makes me just, like, maybe it's something about the black screen that I just fall in when I see it. And it's like, I can't. I feel pulled to get on my phone or get on the computer or just,
It's about to turn into a conspiracy theory.
I swear. I mean, they be doing weird stuff in this world.
Real shit.
Mm-hmm.
But that was actually a great perspective because, that brought awareness to something.
Yeah.
Because it's so easy for us to, like, so energy is so, like, sticky, as someone has once said, and for us to be so, like, immersed in our phone anyway, it's just instant, like, boom.
Yeah.
Fall into that black hole.
Yeah, it is a black hole for sure. Because I know that I could get on my phone and just lose track of time.
Right.
And that's why I definitely resonate with what you just said, because that's something that I personally want to work on as well. And I'm afraid for the future, to be honest, because I don't know how society is going to turn out when everybody's consumed by technology. I mean, we got it built into the cars. The cars nowadays that are manufactured in factories, they are being mandated to have, like, technology built into them. I mean, they're trying to do away with the gas cars. They want all electric cars nowadays. So technology is definitely becoming one of those things where it's kind of like it's kind of like a conscience on its own. It's kind of like a portal, if you really think about it. That's how I feel.
It's kind of getting there, right?
Oh, yeah.
I don't want.
Yeah, it's scary.
No. Mm-mm.
It's getting scary. It's becoming, I don't know.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
We're getting deep in the soul's journey.
And next thing you know, we're gonna be, like, hooked up to machines, and we're just gonna be, like, laying down with some goggles on our eyes, and we're just bodies, and we exist completely in a different world where we don't use our real bodies. We don't live the way that we used to. We're just hooked up to machines all day, every day. That's the simulation.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, shoot. That's the Matrix right there.
The Matrix. Literally.
Yeah.
No.
Tell me about it.
No. I say no. I don't support.
It's scary. It's getting like that. I mean, they're coming out with AI nowadays.
Yeah.
It's basically like robots. Our phones are all just like robots.
Yeah. Honestly, I do enjoy AI. But, of course, we would have to, like, implement, like, limits and restrictions and rules. And
Mm-hmm. Because it's getting scary out there. I know that money doesn't actually solve problems. It just enhances them.
Ooh.
So, like, when you pay someone, you're giving power to the person at the top, and now it's like they have all this power to where they can pull strings and basically influence masses of people to behave a certain way or think a certain way.
Right. Because now they're not at the bottom. Like, they're no longer like, oh, I want to be at the top.
Yeah.
Now that they're at the top, they're like looking down, like, what can I do for the people at the bottom?
Yeah, they're like, I got something for your ass. No, let me stop.
Oh my God.
And that's why you're seeing a lot of world leaders. They're going down because they've been pulling strings behind the scenes, and it's now coming to light, and it's like they've been creating a simulation. And people are constantly at the bottom trying to pull themselves up by tearing others down, and that's how they end up in the box, orchestrated completely by the people at the top of the pyramid.
Wow.
It's very systematic. It's kind of like the Illuminati pyramid. Period.
Yeah, that is, yeah.
Sure, I'm getting into a whole other thing.
Right, girl. Because you know what they say, like, these evil forces, they got time, so they can wait.
Yeah. It's the waiting game.
It's a waiting game, exactly.
They don't even have to lift their finger or do anything. It's just the power of the strings that they pull that makes people behave a certain way. Like wealth, for example. The wealthiest men, money doesn't solve problems, it enhances it. So some people might be in positions of power, but they're abusing their power. And it kind of like causes a domino effect. Like, for example, Big Pharma, a multi-million-billion-dollar industry, and it's corrupt. It's a simulation. It's not made to actually help you. It's just made to maintain and regulate and profit and just do enough to enable the cycle to repeat over and over again.
Right. And would you say this is how they try to manipulate us to live in a fast-paced society?
Yes. Yep. And then it's always about the chase. And then it's always about, that's where people at the bottom are trying to climb their way to the top by tearing others down and climbing on top of each other and piling up on top of each other, and all to get to the top, all to get to where these people can pull strings, just like the people that are pulling strings in the simulation. It's all about escaping the matrix. It's so deep.
Oh my gosh. Actually,
That's why they have jails, because the jails aren't actually meant to help people. It's just to keep them in the place that they're already in.
Right.
It's just a box. A spiritual box.
It's like a hub of, like, just low vibrational energy. And if you make it out and you actually, like, improve yourself, like, wow.
And the worst part is that it's, like, hard to actually make it out and improve yourself. Not everybody makes it out. And that's kind of like, they want society, like the people at the top want to have society operate in this way because they want to, like they say, the rich get richer and the poor stay poor. You know? So it's just to manage and not necessarily to actually help or improve or change. And that's where, like, money doesn't actually solve problems. It just enhances them. People say money could solve 99% of their problems, and then they'll have more problems after that.
Right.
Because more money, more problems.
Yeah. Like, once you hit a certain level and then you level up, like, that's a whole nother, like, field you gotta work at.
New levels, new devils.
Like, yes. And that's definitely where you gotta learn how to, like, your spiritual hygiene, how to protect yourself, secure your space, how to deal with people. Because as we grow up, it's becoming more apparent of how much spiritual warfare that we go through consciously and unconsciously.
And it's not necessarily that it didn't exist before we became aware of it. It always existed. And then we just became aware.
Yeah. And that's why, like, this is why I can't be so mad at my peoples, because, like, I see why you were trying to protect me so hard. Because the world is savage. This world is savage.
Yeah. It's scary out there. It's a
Like,
freaking jungle.
You never know who you're gonna go against. But at the same time, though, like, it's not all bad.
Yeah, of course.
And you gotta have that hope and that faith still to, like, just keep it safe, because it's like you create your own matrix in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So if you believe that all the world is filled with evil and chaos and blah blah blah, then that will be your reality in the world, and you don't want that. You don't want that.
Mm-hmm. And it's crazy because, like, people see two sides of a coin. It's either one side or the other, and their perception of life is different from other people's perception of life. Some people perceive life to be like a scary, terrible, no good place, and others see it as like a fairy tale world. Well, everybody has their own perceptions and their own realities that they live, and we're all trying to, like, navigate a world where everyone's realities are different, but also the same.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the thing about social media, is that you can tap into, like, those different realities, but also you can't let it define your reality and purpose, because everyone brings their own piece to the puzzle.
Mm-hmm. I feel like every little thing counts. Even the things that people, like, everything that you do counts. Even the things you do when no one else is looking.
Yeah. Right.
Because I know for sure everything I do, like, comes back to me. Even if it doesn't seem like it right away. In some way, shape, or form, it's like your life kind of shifts to the perception of it that you have. Well, whatever you perceive becomes reality. However you perceive. I don't know. But we did reach our 20-minute mark like 20 minutes ago. So just so you know, we've been free gaming for about 20 minutes. So I got 40 minutes of audio, just so you know.
Nice. Okay. Because I was going to say, this could definitely be its own episode.
Yep. That's what the free game kind of is.
Yes, nice. And I do want to end that with creating a safe space within the self.
Okay.
So, with having your own perception of things and being able to create your reality, what I learned in 2023, and a little bit before that too, was feeling is the secret. How you feel literally attracts your life, how things play out, and etc. So, and to just make a whole, to end the circle, like what we had talked about in the beginning, which was, what did we learn in 2023, is that isolation is a blessing, and it will play a huge part in how everything plays out right now and in the future.
Mm-hmm.
And isolation will help heal your past. So, yep, that's all we have for this episode.
Be sure to check out our other episodes down below. Thank you for viewing our podcast, and we hope to see you guys again in the next video. Bye.